Och, here we go again with another daft tale about Kevin and Lance. This time the two half-wits decided they'd start a band, thinking they could become the next big thing in Glenfinnan. Kevin, the loudmouthed Egypt, decided he'd play the bagpipes, while Lance, nae much brighter, took up the bodhrán drum. They called themselves the Tartan Terrors, thinking it was a name to strike fear into the hearts of their rivals, but all they did was strike fear into the ears of anybody within hearing distance. Their first gig was at McDougall's pub, where they managed to convince the owner, Old Man McDougall, to give them a shot. On the night of the big show, the pub was packed. Folk had gathered out of curiosity, hoping to see a train wreck if nothing else. Kevin strutted on stage, his bagpipes tucked under his arm, while Lance followed, looking like a right muppet with his drum. "Aye, you bunch of ballbags, are you ready for some real music?" Kevin shouted, his voice cracking like a pubescent laddie. The crowd groaned but cheered, ready to see the spectacle unfold. They started with their first tune, Auld Lang Syne. Kevin squeezed his bagpipes, but instead of a melodious note, a god-awful screech pierced the air. It sounded like a cat being strangled. Lance, trying to keep up, banged his drum with all the grace of a drunken monkey. "Ah, what in the name of old Nessie's earth is that noise?" someone shouted frae the back, but Kevin, oblivious to the catastrophe, kept playing, his face turning red as he puffed his cheeks like a bloody blowfish. Lance, sweating buckets, tried to follow the beat, but he might as well have been playing with his feet for all the good it did. The crowd, nae longer able to stand the racket, started throwing things. Old boots, half-empty pints, and even a cabbage or two, lightly left over frae the market incident, flew through the air. One boot caught Kevin right in the face, knocking him on his arse, his bagpipes letting out a final pitiful wheeze. Lance, laughing at Kevin's misfortune, lost his grip on the drumstick and sent it flying into the crowd, hitting old Mrs. McTavish square in the noggin. She let out a roar and lunged for the stage, ready to clobber the pair of them. "You daft bastards, I'll show you how to play," she screamed, climbing up and grabbing the drum for Lance's hands. In the midst of the chaos, McDougall himself stormed on stage, red-faced and ready to explode. "You Egypts are barred, get out afore I boot your arses into next week." Kevin and Lance, their dreams of stardom shattered, scrambled off the stage, dodging projectiles and curses. They legged it out the pub and hid behind the old curtain, panting and laughing at the disaster they'd created. "Well, that was a right shite show," Kevin said, wiping a tear frae his eye. "Aye, but at least we made a name for our souls," Lance replied, still chuckling. And so, the tale of the Tartan Terrors was added to the annals of Glenfinnan's legends, a cautionary tale of two Egypts who thought they could be rock stars but ended up as the laughing stock of the tune. If you ever hear a screeching bagpipe or a drum being played like a pile of shite, just mind Kevin and Lance, the kings of calamity and chaos.